Previously on Wine Wars.
That's good.
You don't even acknowledge my existence.
What?
That's how I feel about him.
I know.
I don't acknowledge your existence.
No.
I just acknowledged your existence by asking. I don't acknowledge your existence.
Remember when you didn't acknowledge my existence this morning when you brought me coffee in the shower?
Dude, you can't do that.
Life is hard.
Bringing them coffee in the shower, they don't even know that you think they're there.
Yeah.
Shower coffee.
Well, I'm just
amazing.
gonna put this coffee here in this
For no reason.
this rainy room. Wine Wars, the show with four friends who love three things: wine and Star Wars.
Welcome to Wine Wars. You're joining the four of us as we sniff, sip, and talk about wine live from our pseudo dining room here in Madison, Wisconsin. With me, as always, is Amy.
Hello.
Good evening. Scott.
Hello, Anne.
Yo.
Yo.
Jason.
Hello, my lovely, lovely wife, Anne.
Oh, that's so nice for VD.
That's right.
You guys have
Valentine's Day.
VD?
We have
Every year.
it every year, right around the middle of February.
You know what? I have
Full of
BD
BD.
too with this guy over here.
Aw.
I have VD?
Yeah,
So you guys
do.
share VD.
We do. We do now.
That's love.
It's the gift that keeps giving.
No one told me about this. I'm
I'm
just
your
learning now.
I'm your excellent host and spectator.
Oh, yes.
I
Hello,
missed
Anne.
that. Hi, guys.
Hi.
This is a very, very sexy episode
It's so sexy.
of Wine Wars. You like that? You like that, listeners?
This is not how to woo a lady.
This is not sexy time.
no.
Not feeling it.
No one
We were
told me.
hoping you would, though, listeners. But maybe like our food and wine will get you in the mood a little bit. Isn't that kind of our goal
That
here?
is the goal. So
Wine will definitely get you in the mood.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put
Until
this
you have
out
too
there.
much,
Yeah.
and then get you in the mood for
Oh.
passing out.
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
I'm stealing this disclaimer from Dan Savage, who always advises on Valentine's Day, fuck first, have dinner later.
That's probably wise.
Oh, so you're not on a full stomach?
Yeah, we've had a few Valentine's Days where I was just like,
Never gonna happen.
Told me.
Now I'm gassy. Missed your window.
right, yeah. Why did I have that big
No, we
piece
all
of
had to open a
lasagna? Now I'm
window.
going to roll over and pass out. I'm just saying.
What did Jason say that got a high five?
I don't know. Scott will fix it in post.
I'll replay it right now.
No, we all had to open a window.
You know, that's some sound advice. Mm-hmm. So I can't disagree with that. So
Fix it in post. It's a sound device.
That's good advice, too.
Sound advice.
But really, like, get romantic before you get a belly full of
Dairy.
carbs and dairy.
yeah,
Just saying.
and surf and turf and whatever your fancy is for the meal.
Right.
So our plan here today is to kind of outline some options for you if you're trying to woo a special person. Maybe some appetizers. We have a cheese and wine pairing that we're going to try, and then some dessert options for you as well, featuring my favorite dessert, Sauternes. And then, is anyone else here big fans of port?
I like port.
I don't know
what
shit
I
about
call,
port.
I was gonna say I know jack shit about port.
I don't know
I've had
anything
port
about it.
Literally, probably at 2 meals ever, and I was like, always pretty like I don't know. I don't
Not
get
your
it.
thing.
But then if you get the right port with the right dessert,
Exactly.
bam.
Exactly.
Can I also just say that if the special person you're trying to woo is you, and you're just going to settle in VD night for
And
a little
woo
like
yourself.
RuPaul
Solo. Yeah.
on Netflix,
Oh, yeah.
like great.
Drag race.
Yeah, we have
Oh, this works for that too.
Yeah. You can
There's a good chance Jason will be in like Kansas City, and that's what I'll be doing. So I just want to recognize.
There's like 100%
'cause
chance.
Valentine's can blow a little bit. I get that,
Yeah.
and so the goal here is
Woo yourself.
No matter who you are, woo yourself.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, you're going to have a good VD no matter what you're
sometimes you
sitting.
got to
I think
woo off.
like chocolate cake and some port and then RuPaul's Drag Race sounds like a great night.
That sounds great.
So you don't have to do it just on February 14th. You should do it like maybe a few times a year.
Treat yourself. Okay.
So with that in mind, the topic of pairing food and wine can be treacherous when you're talking with wine snobs, because they may say, "Oh, you have to pair this with that," or "You can't pair this with that."
I've had that experience.
It's very, even my, I'm not an expert by any means, but I put a lot of research into this, and I still feel very tepid with giving advice on this. But the main thing is, don't set up the wine to screw up your food or vice versa. But for the most part, that'd be hard to do.
First rule, do no harm.
Do no harm, exactly.
I
Typically,
think it comes into the same kind of thing with music. If it sounds good, it is good.
sure.
If it tastes
sounds
good
good
to you,
yep.
and
Exactly.
it works together to
Right.
you,
If Kraft mac and cheese and a buttery shard works for you,
That sounds
More power
amazing
to-
Actually does
right
sound
now.
really
That sounds
good.
really good.
and actually
got-
sounds affordable.
That too. Probably you could find a supermarket slammer wine to go with your $2.49 craft.
Maybe that
We're
should-
going to need to go there.
Maybe that should
because
be
of
our next
all
Wine
of our
Wars.
light bulbs.
We should do it.
food pairing on the cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do like a tax day episode.
Oh.
Cheapo
One,
pairings.
2,
3, 4.
Ding, ding.
These guys are so
Taxman.
cute.
Thanks, man, everybody.
You guys are so cute.
Please don't sue us, Beatles. So talking about pairing food
I love you,
and
Paul
wine.
and Ringo, too.
Ringo too? Mm-hmm. I didn't hear. You love Ringo too?
I love
She loves
She said,
Paul
"I love you,
and
Paul, and
Ringo,
Ringo, too."
too.
Oh yeah, sure.
because I think sometimes he gets the shaft, and
Totally does. I'm a Ringo fan.
Yeah.
I can't really even hear music, but I respect it.
Totally underrated drummer.
For sure. Anyway, but that's our Ringo podcast that we'll talk about.
Oh, yeah. Ringo Wars.
Ringo Wars. So there's two schools of thought for pairing food and wine. One is doing the opposites of tract type of theory, which is, you get Paula Abdul, put her on the radio,
Oh my God, I like where this is going.
and you
So
try
with
to
you.
identify food and wine that would bring out the best of each other, but aren't necessarily of the same direct palate. This is going to be more complex, thus not what we're doing today.
So you mean we're keeping it real simple?
Yeah, keeping it simple with these pairings, real traditional, real simple. The most common method for pairing food and wine is to try to identify similar flavor profiles in your food and wine that will pair together very easily, won't have much conflict in between the two. So, for example, if you're trying to do a steak, something like that, big slab of tuna or something like that, you would want to go for a big, bold.
Sounds like too much tuna.
Or how much tuna is that?
Too much.
What were we talking about was too much? Oh, cilantro.
No such thing as too much cilantro.
No.
Unless you hate it.
No, the bunch of cilantro you buy in the store.
Oh, yeah. It's always too
way
much.
too much.
It's too
Yeah.
much.
It is too much. It's like I only needed like 5
I needed-
sprigs and I have like 5 pounds.
I needed, like, a chop for my tacos.
Right.
I needed a chop.
Yeah.
This could be
But-
Dink's stand-up.
But thank you for one year's
the
growth
deal
of
with
cilantro,
cilantro?
For 99 cents.
No kidding. Super cheap. Super cheap.
Like
cilantro.
I'm willing to pay more to take home less.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Dear
I don't
cilantro growers
Well,
of the
I'm
U.S.
going to start a
why-
company where it's kind of like everyone buys in. It's like a crop share for cilantro. It's 5 cents to buy in, and you get those 5 sprigs instead of having to spend a whole $1.
Seems lucrative. Get right on that.
Yeah.
Seems like
I got a guy working on an
You're
app.
going to want to blow through this podcast.
we're gonna have to go seek some capital. Chase Bank.
The fuck were we talking about? Oh,
Pairing like
steak.
Big
So,
steak.
like profiles.
big bold
Right.
wines, big steak,
So
things
like
like
you
that.
don't want a Brunello with your mac and cheese.
Exactly. That would not pair well.
I don't think it would.
No.
Sounds good to me.
It does sound kind of
Brunello always.
Well, if it was
With
like
mac and
gourmet
cheese?
mac and cheese with like 10-year aged cheddar and a Brunello, then
Big.
I'm on board.
I think Jason would have Brunello with cardboard, though. That sounds good.
Hard Bordeaux.
Cardboard.
Cute.
Thank you.
That's hot, babe.
Hashtag.
Cardboard.
Cardboard.
We totally derailed Scott.
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure out how to jump
Isn't
back
that what
in.
the show is about?
I think that's my whole reason I'm here.
The whole reason we exist is to just derail Scott from trying to get
Reason
information
for
to
the
people's
season,
ears.
man.
He tried so hard. All right, keep going, babe.
Sure, thanks. All right. You guys are dicks.
But steak and so we've talked about this a million
Talked
times.
about the steak 7 times
Steak
now.
and a big cab. Theo broke an ACL.
Oh yeah, we
And
should
so-
give an update on Theo.
So Theo tore an ACL, had surgery. So some of his big days, we give him a little steak, and Jason gets a little steak too.
And he gets chicken every day.
Yeah, but I'll open up a little big red wine with a steak for Theo, of course.
It's
Right.
for the
For Theo.
dog. It's
Yeah.
not
It's
for
a
you.
pairing.
No, it's a pairing.
Even though it's a porterhouse with bone in.
I will say, as a vegetarian of 20 plus years who sometimes eats fish,
Pescatarian.
yeah, lactose intolerant pescatarian.
My favorite religion.
There might be something to this meat thing because he's healing so fast, and we had his
Protein.
staples taken out a day before they were even supposed
And
to.
iron in his blood.
And they couldn't even get the staple. He healed up over the
He healed
staples.
too fast,
wow.
and
They had to cut him open again.
had to
Got a little
rework
nasty.
it. It was not fun.
Gross.
But he got another steak that night.
Nice.
I know he deserved
Yeah, he
it.
deserved it.
Yeah.
But so you're not
good guy.
hearing him digging tonight because
Drugged up.
he's drugged up and passed out right now. But he's gonna be good. He's gonna be all right.
He's in good shape. He looks great.
Thank you for your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hashtag Theo lives. Is that? No, save Theo.
Theo.
From
Theo.
Save Ferret. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
A few key things to keep in mind when thinking about how match your food and wine. When you break down wine, you have the acidity level, which is going to cut through rich, salty, fatty foods. A good way to measure that if you have your dish, think about if you were to put like a slice of lemon in it, how would that work with the dish? So
Like lemon on fried fish.
exactly. Things like that. So then high acid would work well with that.
Yeah.
And that's citric acid in the lemon that
That's a good tip. No one's ever told me that before.
Well, you're welcome.
I've never received your tip.
We have had looked at charts to see the acidity of different foods, and I'm always surprised at what's considered acidic and what's considered basic. Like a tomato
It's very acidic.
is acidic, right? And a lemon is actually basic, right?
No, lemon's very acidic because you have citric acid in it.
But I know what you're saying is you're supposed when you get up in the morning have lemon to take down like if you have acid reflux, the lemon neutralizes the acid in your stomach. Which
Interesting.
does not
Acid
make
against
sense to
acid.
Yeah,
me.
like everything on the chart kind of like was almost opposite of what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And I was tray confused.
Because the basic things would be like our first pairing that we're doing here, cheese. Cheese, the milk, the lactose, that's going to be more base than acidic. So when you pair something like the base cheese, rich cheeses, with an acidic wine, it helps the acid pop through, resets your flavor palette for the cheese, and vice versa. It helps, bring out the best in both. So maybe we start. Why don't you guys start dishing up while I keep talking?
Let's dish it up.
There's going to be a lot of like eating and drinking on this podcast, friends.
Because it's a pairing episode.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's probably some mouth sounds.
But be also careful about how much cheese.
I know. Can I do all this?
You're
Can
just
you
gonna pass
tell
that
us what
over,
kind
or-
of cheeses these are? Because
that's
I just know they're delicious.
That's a champagne mushroom brie.
Oh my
very
god!
good.
See
No
how
wonder
Jason
I love
is
it.
deeply invested in the amount of cheese I eat.
But it was like $6.
I feel like this
Seemed like
cheese is
affordable.
not bad.
like my power animal for the year.
And what are we going to pair this with, Scott?
So we're drinking a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc from Chasing Venus, from Marlborough.
Wait, you're drinking it. I'm not.
Hey,
Yeah, hold on.
that's your deal. Marlborough. You just sound drunk when you say Marlborough. Marlborough.
New Zealand,
In New Zealand, there's 2 islands that make up the country
my
of New
God.
Zealand.
I wish.
Australia, and New
Sorry.
Zealand.
Separate countries. It's on the northern tip of the southern island of New Zealand.
So much tip talk in this
Lots
Valentine's
of tips.
episode.
Yeah, lots of tips around Valentine's. Were you going to say something, Amy?
It doesn't matter. I'm just really happy right
Oh,
now.
good. That's what happens when you get VD.
Yeah.
You just want you to be happy.
do your thing, and I'm gonna keep
That's a
drinking wine
pretty-
and eating cheese.
Citric wine in itself. It's a pretty
high acid. Yeah. High
Lemony.
acid because it comes from a colder climate, so you get more high acidity in the wine because the sugars develop in the grapes from when they become heated and they age over the season. So in colder climates, you don't get as much sugar growth in the grapes, so you get a more high acid wine.
This is so good together.
And a lower alcohol too. So this is probably, I would guess, like a 13 tops.
That's why I'm not trashed yet.
I don't really taste the mushrooms in this brie, but I do.
13% exactly.
It's got kind of a skunky, barnyardy.
Well,
And the
there I
deeper you inhale this wine, the very end of the sniffing it, I get like Mary Catherine, if you put your hands in your armpits, what that might smell like.
That mustiness.
Yeah,
I like it.
I do
So this
too.
is, you
Makes me
said
wanna
Chasing Venus?
Chasing Venus is the producer.
13.
13 or 15? Top right. I thought it said 2015.
Oh, it does say 15.
Yeah.
It looked like a 3.
That's hashtag almost 40.
Did you describe this cheddar also?
Oh,
'Cause this
that's a
cheddar
Wisconsin
It's
original.
freaking amazing.
With this wine?
Yeah?
Or the
Or are we not supposed
Just
to
in
have
general.
it with
Yeah,
this wine?
absolutely. Both will work.
we had I had a little bit of a Fess Parker Riesling with this wine.
With the cheese.
With this is a 5-year Hooks cheddar. And that blew my brains out.
So that Fess Parker was a lot sweeter.
Yeah. And this is a lot more bold.
Right.
So it seemed like a
Huge
balanced
contrast,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the opposites attract
Yeah.
Hook's
methodology.
5-year brings the sack. Am
Oh
I
my
right?
gosh. It just like slapped me upside the face with it. And I'm like wanting more.
Sack upside the face.
Yeah.
It's good with this wine too. I always think of cheese and red wine. I don't really think of cheese and
White wine, yeah.
Someone cut me off a
White
piece
wine.
of cheese. Yeah, you can do so. Red wine, you might go with something kind of tannic, would kind of match along with the cheese in terms of the flavor profile.
Well,
Or blue cheese.
Or blue cheese would be very good. Yeah. Or I'm going to talk while I'm eating the cheese.
is it you just want a more pungent cheese that can balance the
Exactly.
the boldness of
The
a
stronger,
red?
yeah, the stronger the wine, the stronger the cheese.
So this 5-year Hooks cheddar, am I saying it right? This seems like it would be really great with a red wine. I wonder, would it be good with a port?
It might be. I think if you did that with like a Zin, it'd be very good.
I think a Sauv Blanc is kind of a little bit more of a intense flavored white, right?
Yeah.
Is it in general, or is it more when it's from New Zealand?
The different regions it grows in will give you a little bit different flavor.
But it's usually pretty
flavors to it.
citric.
It's going to be high. Yeah. In New Zealand, you get a bit more tropical fruit. Chile, you get a little more like grassy flavors, wheatgrass, things like that. So it's just subtle differences in kind of the fruit, the type of fruit you pick up in the wines. California will, again, kind of be higher alcohol because the growing region, not as fruity, in my opinion, not as flavorful. Sauv Blanc for me, New Zealand or Chile is the way to go.
Yeah, this is great.
Mm.
Mm.
And then Bordeaux or Sancerre, France is where I would, probably in that order is how I would go.
It's like when you smell it, you expect it to hit your tongue the way maybe a tart grapefruit. It feels like that, which I think is why creamy cheese with that.
Yeah. Perfect.
all
Nice balance.
Smooth. It's nice.
I could have got buttery brie. I went for pungent and
I'm glad that you did. I like it.
So the key really is, because we've been sipping on this wine throughout dinner and sort of nibbling on the cheese, but I never really
paid attention.
thought about it. So if you're wooing, say there's someone sitting across from you who'd love to get in their pants.
Sure.
I think,
Or even on the outside of them.
right. Well, you could, yeah, grind up high school style. You would probably just do well to kind of just draw their attention to it. I mean, that's really all it's about, is just sort of think about how does tart pair with creamy or
Slow down the conversation, focus everything. Hey, let's focus on this together. Have a shared experience, right?
moment. I mean, I think that's really hot.
Yeah, because you sound smart.
Yeah.
But that's brings it back to what wine's supposed to be about: is to stop the world around you, take a moment,
And melt with you?
yeah,
I'll stop the world.
and melt with me.
Wait, who is that?
Dexy's Midnight Runners.
But
No.
Yeah.
Alexa!
stop the world. Do.
I'll Google it.
No, it's modern English or
That might be
something.
right. That might
That
be
sounds
right.
more
I'm
writer.
thinking, come on,
Yep,
Eileen.
modern
It's
English.
Dexy's Midnight
There
Runners.
you go, Amy.
Yep.
Nice.
Sorry.
Nice, you got it.
I screwed up my early 80s.
You got it.
You hit it.
You saved
You hit the
yourself.
ball. You know,
But yeah, to your point, it helps
about-
draw. Yeah.
it's about stopping everything around you, taking a moment to appreciate what's in your glass, and what you're putting in your face with a morsel of food.
Or you
And-
could maybe drop back to the person sitting across. You could say like,
or that
"This Sauvignon Blanc tastes like what I think your armpit would taste
probably
like if I
taste
licked it right now."
If I was to jump across this table,
See-
tear off your shirt, and lick your armpit.
I would have thought
That's
the
hot.
cheese would have been the armpit, but
I don't
Whatever.
know.
At the very end of the inhale on this wine, and maybe it's because I had the cheese in my mouth when I did it. I don't know. It's crazy. Taste sensations.
You never know.
Anyway, just some tips on getting some.
Yeah.
Also,
you know, whatever
free
you're
from
into.
Wine Wars,
yeah.
Because we don't judge, except when we judge.
which I have
That's
a
true.
pretty strong J.
I'm pretty.
I was told
Oh,
I
is that
have
what
a
the J is?
judgy.
Is judging?
Yeah, I
Yes.
was told I have a debilitating
Nice
J.
work.
But that's what makes you so endearing.
Big
Thank
hooked
you.
J.
Is that why I always brush my teeth? I have great teeth.
You do.
You have nice teeth. Anyway, we're going way off topic here.
Yep.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
But
imagine
you know
That's
what?
another-
Nice teeth are important for getting a
getting some.
lady.
Ladies.
I was about to get a Scott. Sounds like.
Yeah.
it takes more than just a cute smile.
Does it?
Yeah. Like I like a lot of well
Well-oiled.
put together hats.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Oh, how about old man cardigans?
Old man, I liked that. Was it a jacket you were wearing or just a cardigan?
So this is a coat / shirt.
Does it have patches on the elbows?
Yes, it
Dude,
does.
You are
Yeah.
killing it. You are killing
I
it.
can tell you where to get one.
Crushing it.
At the buckle?
Jazz Man.
I
Oh,
knew
of
it
course.
was from Jasmine. That's like your store.
That's my store. They
Stuff
have
in
a-
there doesn't fit me. I'm too
I'm not
tall.
going to tell anybody
Oh.
about their special sale.
Okay.
It's happening
Can
now.
you not tell me about it?
I'll tell you about it.
Oh.
But I can't let the secret out.
Oh.
So
Because everyone's
go
gonna buy it
elf
up.
yourself, everybody. But go to Jazzman because they have the coolest clothes.
They do.
They
You
do
always
that.
look very
They
snappy.
just don't fit me.
The best part about Jazzman is if they're not crazy busy, you get a lot of attention to find clothes that work on you and like shopping should be. Like, hey, I'm here. I'm buying something. Help me
me out.
figure this out.
This is why. Otherwise, you might as well shop on
Oh,
Amazon.
yeah, right.
Right. And like, oh, if it sucks,
Send
return
it back.
it.
That's what I do.
It's a lost art there, and it's really nice when it comes
I
through.
like to actually go to a store, pay a little bit more probably, but like try some stuff out. Because how often do you get a shirt on Amazon that you're like, fuck yeah, that was the best shirt I ever
You
bought.
wouldn't have put on that weird
I would
old
have
man
never
coat.
bought this shirt except for I tried on something of the same brand and the guy was like, it's a little too big and you should try this one on. Tried it on and it was like, I would have never in a million years picked this out, but it does look good on me.
Yeah.
And it fits nicely and it's the warmest damn shirt I ever bought.
It's because you're working with somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. And they know their
Right.
inventory.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So,
So go get yourself a nice cardigan jacket shirt for VD.
yep. Look snappy and
You're going to get
Throw
yourself
it on the floor and see how it looks there. Am
You're
I
gonna get
right?
yourself a
Yeah.
nice
it'll
little-
look, it'll look great crumpled up at the floor of the bed.
You might also pick yourself up a Scott.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
All right. Shall we move on from the cheese and Sauv Blanc?
I'm sad.
Any last
I'm
words?
sad to leave.
Is it chocolate time or tart time?
We're going to the tarts.
Tartlets.
You're a tart.
Let's. I think we're going to split these amongst
That doesn't
the
look like
couples.
chocolate.
That's a tart.
We have a lemon
this
tart
is a
and
lemon
a
tart.
chocolate tart.
So
Tell
this
us
is
about these, Jay.
Yeah, this is a special.
you.
I have never been to this joint. It's called La Baguette in Madison, Wisconsin, on Mineral Point Road.
It's French for the la baguette.
The
Yes.
La Baguette. Yes.
And
Oui.
no one in there speaks English. They're
Really?
all French speakers.
That's
The
very
chef.
hot.
So these dishes are pretty authentico. They had
Authentico.
Authentico Franche. They had Madame Crocs, Monsieur Crocs.
Oh, yeah.
Croque Monsieur.
Cook Monsieur.
Yeah. And you can buy them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this
Just
place
down the
called?
street from us?
It's called
La Baguette. It's right next to that
Whoa.
Irish bar. And
I just-
the place where I got you that spa certificate. Mm-hmm. It's all right there.
I'm going to have to go there after I get my nails done.
Yeah.
So these are pretty sweet treats, and we're gonna have it with a Sauternes, also a French dessert wine.
So that's a Sauternes is from Bordeaux,
Oh my gosh.
which actually is made from Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, and a third grape I can never remember. Damn you, third grape. And we've done an episode on this before. Sauternes is my favorite dessert wine, flat out. So this is
Flat out.
You're like weird about it.
This says
Flat
it's
out.
white Bordeaux wine.
Yeah, it's from Bordeaux, France.
Oh, but it's 3 combos from Bordeaux.
Yes.
Bordeaux are typically blends.
Oh. Have I not been paying attention?
On this
No.
show,
You're usually
We've been-
really drunk.
We've been doing this for 2 years.
It's okay. It's okay. It's hard.
do you just
It's
want a
hard.
little? You just want to grab a piece?
Oh.
You got it already cut.
Sorry,
thing.
I already dug my finger in
Oh,
this
okay.
one.
Oh, man.
It's really good.
I'm afraid to have this tart lemony thing with this wine.
With
Just
the
afraid.
Sauternes?
No,
No,
Live on the edge,
do it.
Jason.
it should help the flavors pop between the two.
God, it's so good, you
So
guys.
Sauternes, we are drinking from a Château, Haut, Mayne, and you can correct me if I pronounce that wrong at all. 2011. So this is aged 6
Haut,
years,
Mayne.
5.5, 6 years going on. So yeah, Bordeaux's, as Jason said, are going to be blends of Semillon, Sauvignon Blanc. It looks like that's all that's in this one. There's a third you can put in a white blend. I can't recall. I'll fix that in post. Hey, future Scott, fix that in post right now.
Sure, Scott, I'll take care of that. So the 3 most common grapes in white Bordeaux are Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, and Muscadet. Back to you, Scott.
Thank you, future Scott.
This is so good.
The lemon one just jizzed all over me.
It comes from time to time.
He made a sex joke.
So the Sauternes is going to be a very sweet wine. Honey, in the honey profile. This is aged. You can see the color on it starting to turn brown.
How long can a Sauternes last?
20, 30 years, 40 years.
What?
Sure. Absolutely.
Does it get better with age?
Until it gets shitty, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it depends on what you think better is. It's going to have a different flavor profile over the age. It's going to get less high acidity. It's going to be a bit more soft as it ages, more complexity to it.
What is a good price point for a Sauternes?
The Sauternes you can get into for $12 to $15.
Okay. And just a
really?
heads up, people, the bottles are going to be smaller than a regular bottle of wine because it's a dessert wine. It's very highly concentrated.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah, so half bottles like this.
Half bottles, yeah.
$13.
This is a 25-ish.
Probably the older you get, yeah. So when I say 13, 15, that's probably going to be for like a 2013, 2014. At the time, we're recording in 2017. The older you get, it's price is going to go up, of course. So yeah, Anne, you seemed very happy with this. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, for the first 39 years of my life, I did not understand the point of a dessert that wasn't chocolate. I just feel like it's taking up space in my stomach and calories from my day that should be chocolate. I did not get it. But I do make an exception for things that are coconut. And then last weekend or whenever, you guys made creme brulee.
That was the best creme brulee I ever had.
Oh, it's
Aw, you
really
guys.
fucking good.
Everybody's like losing their shit over that creme brulee.
It was insane.
That was a win.
It was.
I was like,
We're gonna
this
need
was me, you
We're
guys.
gonna need a lesson.
This is a reenactment of, I was like, what?
Creme brulee, what the fuck?
We have so many ramekins now at our house.
You have to keep, I will pay for your $20 vanilla beans.
We should bring some over here and just give them to you. I think we have 11 ramekins now at our house.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we can be the creme brulee couple now.
We really should.
That can be our thing, babe.
Oh yeah, that's cool with me.
So we should keep the ramekins so that we can bring joy to all of our friends.
By the way, what's a ramekin?
it's that
like
small dish.
Honey, are you really a dink?
No.
You're not. If
You
you don't
just
know what a
lost
ramekin
some
is.
dink points.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Um,
But anyway, so
Theo.
we're having a little lemon tart, and I'm thinking to myself, that's not chocolate. What's the point of that? But it's actually delicious. And then with the wine, you can see like, oh, that's a thing that's supposed to happen that I didn't even know about.
every day.
I did not know.
Every day this should happen.
Theo just wants.
Does he need to piddle?
No, he wants food.
He's
We're
so
eating.
cute. He's so cute.
He's being very cute. The way that he's breathing is how I feel about eating this lemon tart right now.
Should have-
That's how a lot of people feel on VD. Am I right? Am I right, listeners?
Breathing hard,
yeah, it's a really nice
panting.
pair between the two because the lemon is actually a lot more brighter than the wine. The wine, since it's aged, it's kind of mellowed a bit.
Yeah.
Sauternes usually going to be pretty bright.
Pretty deep.
It is
It's
pretty,
a
yeah.
pretty weighty dessert wine.
Right, it's very viscous.
It almost is the weight of honey, the color of honey. And if wine could taste like honey,
I'm having the chocolate tartlet, and the lemon tartlet's definitely better.
I think so
with
too.
The Sauternes.
Like, are we in the upside down? So weird.
We're in the upside down place.
Wait till we get to the last one and
Oh,
the
I
port.
need to try the chocolate tart. Oh my god, I'm falling behind. I'm bad at dinking.
You guys kind of suck at this.
These are.
We took it all down.
P.S. These tarts are good.
Yeah, they are.
Very good. And in the
I don't know if these guys deliver, but
Scott, do you know anything off the top of your head about how does it get that viscosity and how does it get that concentration? What's different about the winemaking?
Sure. So, Sauternes, the grapes are infected with a fungus called noble rot.
That's right.
So what that does, it actually draws out all of the moisture from the grapes.
Well, isn't that the slang name for it? Isn't it like botrytis or something?
Botrytis, yeah, is the nerd term. Yes.
look at you. Amy became a nerd too.
Hi, Angela.
I noticed that she put emphasis on the butt.
Sorry, I have to take a sip real quick.
Has to.
This lemon tartlet was definitely
The right pair.
yeah. It was kind of they had a whole bunch of stuff, and for some reason I was like, I don't know, that seems right.
Absolutely.
And you listened to your gut instinct, and it was right.
It was right.
So as you're saying, Anne, the reason it gets that weightiness is because it draws out all the moisture. So it's heavily concentrated with sugar. So it can be a very sweet wine. So this is 13.5%.
Oh,
So the reason that Sauternes is known for this is because only specific regions, depending on the lay of the land, can properly be infected with this rot to the point where you can produce the wines this way. Different areas in the world will be impacted by different types of rot or different funguses, fungi, things like that, to do similar functions. Ice wine is a similar function as well, where you freeze it, so all of the liquid becomes solid, and you crush it, and then you just have the sugar, the syrupiness. That's why you get it feels so weighty, because it's very thick with the syrupy sugar. And then it's 13.5 isn't too high alcohol, but it's still decent.
It's a respectable percentage.
It's a very European wine.
Yeah, so that's how you get that the body of it
Okay.
in the Sauternes.
Very dense.
So I feel like the Sauternes producers, are they going to have some issues with global warming if they're
Well-
relying on this to happen naturally?
That's a whole can of worms. The impact of changing in the weather patterns is think of the equator. Everything, I don't know the exact. It's like by 20 degrees north and south of the poles, you can't really grow wine there. It's too hot. And then there's like a good region above that for another 20 degrees or whatever. But then above that, it's too cold on both the north and south. So that's going to start expanding north and south. So
there will be
Wisconsin
more
might start
Sauternes.
growing some good wines.
so France will start to get hotter. So France will actually start to be able to get more consistent sugar in their wines, right? So Bordeaux, quite often they have to worry about being underripe. They worry about their grapes not being able to ripen before things like rot set in for non-Sauternes producers. Mm-hmm. Since it's starting to expand north and south, regions like England are starting to kick France's ass in producing sparkling wine.
We are going to get hate mail if you say that out loud.
They won in a competition in a blind tasting against France, against Champagne.
Hashtag alternative facts.
Ooh la la.
No, that's a true fact.
C'est dommage. Crikey.
Australia.
Oh,
So-
is that Australia?
Well, it's
Whatever.
a Britishism, but you said it with an Australian accent.
Whatever. Get fucked.
That's American.
Yeah.
That's American.
Totes American.
So there is worry of these kind of historical wine regions. Are they going to be able to consistently produce wine that we know today?
Right.
So in
Because
20,
I know it's harder to produce Sauternes as well, and that is reflected in the price.
right,
Because some years you might just not get your rot, and
right. And when they talk about, great vintages, 93 or 79 or whatever they are, like those are great vintages in Bordeaux or Burgundy or whatever, because they had the exact right climate for it that year. They're starting to get more consistent return on it in terms of warmth and temperature. But they have to make adjustments for that. But anyway, that's a whole other,
yeah, sounds like
Topic
a
for
whole
discussion.
separate episode.
yeah. Did we
The
talk?
discussion of climate change and wine is harshing my mellow.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up, man.
I'm sorry, I just thought
okay.
about the mold.
No, yeah, it's
Well,
a good
it's a
question.
very valid concern in the wine industry.
No, I
Absolutely.
know. I just like to think that it's off the website. We don't need to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no.
It's not real.
No.
Out of sight, out of mind.
It's off the internet, so
Yeah.
it doesn't exist.
Yay.
So I love Sauternes. I won't talk about Sauternes forever.
Do you think this bottle is tasting like you expect it to? It's doing what you need out of a Sauternes?
Absolutely, it's right in
Did
right
you
in
get
that
the same
wheelhouse.
amount of this same wine? Did you buy this?
No, so we brought a different Sauternes over for the creme brulee night. I think the producer was Leon. I think it's the name of the producer. I can't recall off the top of my
You
head.
guys, I am so sorry, but I barely even remember that.
That night,
Well, by the time we got to Sauternes.
Totally that night.
that was a fun night.
Yeah.
Hit me a little bit more, and then we'll move on.
This Sauternes,
I think I was.
compared to the last Sauternes that we had that night, is definitely more honey and definitely weightier.
Yes. Yeah.
What year was that one? Do you remember?
I went 13, 14, probably.
And this is an 11.
Yeah.
So you don't have this?
No.
I thought we both bought 6 of these.
No, you did. You might have bought 12. No, we did not buy any.
It's a treat.
It's a treat.
Absolutely. And I think Sauternes is super undervalued, not super well known.
Yeah.
You bust this out at a party for someone who doesn't know a lot about wine but likes sweet things, you can get them hooked on that.
Yeah, it's a crowd pleaser, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
This is also not something I would have liked as an early wine drinker.
No,
Right.
and I'm not actually a sweet. I think we've established a chocolate person. Dark chocolate does not need to be sweet, and otherwise sweets are not tempting to me. And this wine, I'm like surprised by how much I
Appreciate it.
That's how I feel about Scott's reaction to it because
Yeah, he's not either.
he is all over it like white on rice.
Yeah, I'm not-
and
I don't-
normally he doesn't like stuff that's this sweet.
Yeah.
Which leads me to a little bit of advice for listeners who are not acquainted with Sauternes yet. When you open your little bottle, don't pour it like a regular glass of wine.
Yes,
yeah.
that's a good
Okay.
point.
This is like
Small pours.
That's what
very
those little
concentrated.
Dessert
dessert
wine
wine glasses are
Right.
for.
There are dessert wine glasses out there. Or, I mean, if it's like between like, I don't know. Like if all you had was solo cups or something, or like shot glasses, like put it in a shot glass. Don't put it in a solo cup.
Yeah. And
So,
sip it, appreciate it.
Right. But don't, it's not a gluggable wine. It's a sipping dessert wine. So
It's-
small portions.
Back to Jason's point, sit down, take your time, enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to slam it.
No.
Yeah.
It's a very surprising thing. I think everybody should buy a bottle of Sauternes and just experience it because it is who knew?
I think it would be good with fresh fruit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe
Red
like
fruit.
A grapefruit, yeah.
dipped in like whipped cream, sitting on a belly button or something.
Ooh, dried apricots dipped in chocolate.
Oh God.
Put in a butt crack. Yeah.
Yep.
I got you.
Right. Yeah. In a
You totally didn't read my mind.
Oh,
And so speaking of chocolate, we should move on now to the chocolate tarts.
right, mofos.
And our last
Oh, was I supposed to wait on the chocolate tart?
doesn't matter. It's
I ruined the
2017.
show.
You can do
the
whatever you
show
want.
is over. This will be the last episode.
Yep.
I'm
Thanks,
scared of where we're headed next.
thanks for
So
listening.
this should hit your chocolate.
I don't think we're drinking the right
your
glasses
chocolate
here.
profile. Do you have port glasses?
Hello.
I might
You
have
don't
one.
have
I don't even know what a
glasses?
port glass. We don't know what a port glass is. We don't know what a ramekin is. We don't have no
This is like
business.
this is literally-
podcast.
You
This is
don't
the
even have a
first port in this-
strainer.
It's probably literally
So
the first part
listeners,
in
I
this
saw the
house.
funniest thing when I came over tonight. I saw Ann Spectator draining quinoa.
No, it's a secret time.
Oh, never mind.
Go ahead.
Never.
Go ahead.
It was what the hell? A tea strainer.
Yeah, I drained my quinoa in a tea strainer.
Cool bottle.
Yeah, little tiny spoonfuls.
I need one of those.
Strainers
Yeah, that's the word. That's what I'm looking for.
for like regular food.
I could really use one of those. If anybody has an extra, wants to send it to us. Wine Wars from our dining
Care
room
of
in
Wine
Madison,
Wars.
Wisconsin. I would really appreciate that.
We'll
It
set
was
up
funny because I didn't know that it was funny because I've been doing this for so long. And then at some
It was
point,
really funny.
I thought that Amy had a funny look on her face. And I was like, oh, I bet this looks funny that I'm straining quinoa in a tea
She's
strainer.
like, this is just how I do it.
Could have probably used that.
Yeah, the Jada thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my tits weren't out, so I didn't feel like I was qualified.
Good point. Never take your tits out unless.
Plus, you weren't wearing an all-white shirt with
Yeah.
no stains on it in the kitchen.
Next
Holy
time.
balls! Why?
Did you just put the port in your mouth?
Jason, talk to us. What happened?
I had some
too much.
port. Or as this bottle says, Porto.
Porto. I don't think he likes the Porto.
So port is a wine that comes from Portugal. So as Jason said, this producer is Porto Kopke, Kopke.
Oh my God, I love it.
And this, you like the drink?
Wow, I'm surprised, Dan. Instituto dos Vinos.
Oh my God, with the chocolate.
Porto.
This is dark. It's 85% is dark chocolate.
It's like straight up cacao.
And that was there was a reason. There was a reason behind that.
Oh my God, it was established in 1638, this bottle.
Not the bottle itself, but the producer.
Well, that's what I meant.
I love it.
Oh.
You guys,
So
I think I have a thing.
so the reason that I did
Port
this,
and drag queens, you and me, right?
the reason I did this match these two is chocolate is kind of notoriously difficult to pair wine with because the chocolate itself is very bitter, yet sweet at the same time, especially high cacao chocolate. If you have like a semi-sweet chocolate or white chocolate, which isn't really chocolate, it's
Milk
just,
chocolate.
or milk chocolate, that's going to be a little bit easier to deal with. But the cacao in extra dark chocolate is tough to combat with in wine. So the reason that I went with the port is because it has similar profiles and it has the bitterness from it's very tannic because this is a tawny port, which means it is aged in oak barrels. So
Is that
you
what
get,
tawny means?
yeah. So it
Oak or oaky?
what?
The Tawny Catane. It's a Tawny Catane. It just rolls around on Jaguars.
Smells like an indoor swimming pool.
I don't know where you go swimming, but
I would swim in a pool
Smells
of
like
port.
the Wisconsin Dells.
so like chlorine.
That's just gross.
Which is like a wet locker room. Like a wet locker room.
so
When I
Must-
smell
must-
it like that, it
now I know
actually
what
does
you mean.
smell like
Talking like so wet,
yeah.
musty
wet,
wood.
musty
Yep.
Yep. So
Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, it's really
I
good
get
with the
Wisconsin
tart.
Dells on the nose.
right?
with the
Yeah.
chocolate tart. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the port is going to have the bitterness from the skins and the tannins, and the oak, and then sweetness from the residual sugar. So they actually fortify this. So fortified wine means you essentially add
4 to 5.
another
Whatever it takes.
alcohol to it. It's referred to as brandy. It's not actually brandy.
Oh,
Excuse me.
that's super clear.
Yeah. What?
Now I get it.
It's called, and I'm going to slaughter this, so sorry, Portugal. Aguardente is the name of the...
Hard water.
Yeah.
Aguardente?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's the alcohol that they add to it to stop the fermentation so it leaves the residual sugars in there, and then that gives it the fortified aspect. And then they age it in the oak. And this is a younger one, even though if you look at it, you can tell it's aged because, again, you have some browning on the...
Yeah, it's kind of orange.
Yeah.
Definitely more garnet than ruby.
And you can get ports that go... on the bottles, they'll say 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40 years. So those can age big time as well.
I don't
40
think I've
years.
ever had one. And this is awesome.
This is up your alley?
Wait, what was the tawny part? Was that what you were just describing?
Tawny...
oak.
Yeah, tawny just
Oh.
means that it's aged in oak.
Got it.
Otherwise, it's just port.
Is it in stainless?
We can do, now that Anne's so into it, we can do a whole other episode on port because there's tons of
We probably should.
We probably should do it
subgenres.
live from Portugal. Am I right?
You are right.
Let's do that.
Great.
You are right.
Not a bad
Great.
idea.
Great.
My favorite part about this port, the bottle is so cool.
Isn't it
Yeah.
adorable?
Kind of looks like a, what is that
Like
beer?
a
The red?
absinthe.
Oh, yeah, kind of looks like
yeah,
red
it's like
stripe.
it's
Red
like a red
stripe.
stripe bottle with
It looks medicinal.
Like an old timey
Like
poison bottle.
Yeah, but then the lettering on it is stamped in white letters, like
yeah,
Right.
it looks like Fight the Man.
pirate treasures
Yeah.
inside,
Yeah.
or a map to pirate treasures
that's-
inside this bottle.
That's
once
actually
you drink the
pretty
port.
common in port labeling. We need some more chocolate. Here you go.
Oh, okay.
Here you go. So,
I actually didn't know a port was from Portugal.
yeah.
This is new information for
We're
me.
I always thought
We're
it was something
learning.
that like people in English manners drank.
Well, funny you say that because the
Did it-
the
that's
labeling
plenty
of
of things.
port came from the seaport of Porto, which is the name on there, in the Douro Valley, which is in northern Portugal. So that seaport is where they would ship all this out of, and England was a big purchaser in the late 1700s. Late 17th century, 1800s. So because it came out of that area, and they would ship up to England, France, things like that. So that's how I got the name Port, from the town of Porto.
What is the Kopke? Is that
That's the producer.
Okay.
Yeah, I unfortunately could not find much about the producer.
You'd think that there would be something since they've been around for 300 and
Yeah.
a lot of years.
Once you've been around for 300 years, you don't need a website.
You give
That's a
zero
good point.
fucks, right?
So, Anne, why is this slaying it for you?
Well, the dark chocolate is so dark, it just completely dries out your mouth. It's almost like the residual is chalky. Everyone's had
Right.
dark chocolate that kind of leaves your mouth like that. And then I thought the port was going to be really high alcohol. I don't know if other people have that impression of it. I think it's going to be like drinking nail polish remover or something.
You want to guess what it is?
And it's not at all like that. It's
It gets
it's
sweeter and
almost
sweeter
like
up the
the
spectrum,
red
right?
wine equivalent of a kind of a dessert. I mean, there's a sweetness to it.
Yeah.
And it's soft.
Right.
It's like the ultimate velvet
Yeah.
Pinot, but it's sweet.
It's like the red version of Sauternes, kind of. Just brings its own, it's like red wine versus white wine, and then Sauternes and port. Like totally different elements that they're bringing to the table, but they're in their own category.
I thought there's especially like Madison people are really into port. It's a thing. And I just,
Really?
yeah, I think I just had
You mean people with like patches on their elbows?
yes, those
Oh,
people,
no.
and specialty hats. And I just thought, with the port. And I thought it was something that you had to have really a lot of fortitude to handle. But that's not, this is
No.
totally approachable.
No, it's totally what like old English ladies were drinking in the late 1800s.
I did not know this.
So you do want to be careful drinking. It's 19.5%.
Hello.
Yeah, that's
it
why
really?
the old ladies love it.
That's because it's fortified. So you have that.
Wait, fortified? You mean they add alcohol?
Yeah. You remember 15 minutes ago when I said
No, that's why I'm asking you.
I don't remember either.
We've been drinking. It's 19% alcohol.
When I said they add brandy, air quotes. Remember when I said they add brandy to
Oh,
stop
but it
the
wasn't
fermentation?
brandy.
It's not really
we all
brandy.
got tripped up on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you were comparing it to brandy.
No. They add another alcohol to it, the aguardente.
That's what they add to it?
Yes. So that stops the fermentation, leaves residual sugar.
Hard water. I get it now. It will knock you upside your head.
You looking for your doodle?
Is he okay?
He's over here.
I guess that's what I wasn't getting by that whole anecdote, was that it was adding
Yes.
crazy amounts of alcohol.
They add it to it, yes.
Okay.
So it's like wine with an infusion of Everclear.
More or less. It's another alcohol added to it, yes.
Yeah.
That's what fortified wine means, is you add another alcohol
This
to
is
it.
good for like a first date and things are awkward, but the pressure's on because it's VD and you just sort of need to get down to it.
we're going to get this
port.
broad some port.
God,
Any
Jason,
port in the
honey,
storm.
No, this is for.
No, I'm going to give this hot
No,
guy
no,
some
this
port.
is for me. I'm like, I just need to get down to it. I got to get this guy some port.
This isn't, baby, it's cold outside. That's not
No.
what I'm supporting. I was just saying, you've got like nerves, but you know it's going there, but who's going to like.
Make
do you
the
remember
first move.
18 years ago?
No.
And it's
Do you?
no. But I bet that's how it's like.
I can assume that's what it was like.
What was your first date?
Oh, The Matrix.
Oh, of course.
Jason stopped at Wendy's for a fish sandwich, and then we went to The
Classy.
Matrix.
I was starving.
Aw, did you do it on
you
your
didn't
first
even buy
date?
her
Can I
a
say
sandwich?
It?
She
Probably
was
not.
already eating.
I was like, I've already eaten. I don't think I'm going to go with fish breath, but thanks.
Yeah.
And you still
And he's like, I'm a dude. I don't even know.
I'm starving.
still made out with him with his fish breath?
And I also did choose a vegetarian option.
You're trying to impress your lady.
That's not why. You just like fish sandwiches, which I thought was hot.
I like fish
That's why
sandwiches.
you married him, right?
Yeah, well, the test was The Matrix at the time, 1999, in the 1900s.
Yeah, the
20th
the
century?
late
20th century?
1900s.
Well,
That's so funny. Oh my God.
we were walking out of the movie. We hadn't really said anything about the movie. We're in the parking lot, and I made a deal with myself. I said, and spectator, if this guy doesn't think that was the coolest fucking movie ever, that's it. That's a wrap on this. And I think that you made a similar deal with yourself.
Yeah, I said, well, that was the coolest movie I ever saw in my life. And if this chick doesn't like it,
That's how people spoke in the night. They said that all the
I
time.
think it's from Friends. So then I don't remember who said it first, but it was basically the same as saying I love you.
Aw.
And basically we cleared that hurdle really fast because that's how important that whole conversation was.
if you can't get on board with the Matrix, and then the other ones happened.
So our first date involved fish as well, actually. We went for sushi at so Sushi Morimoto, which is kind of like a pedestrian mall area.
But there's nothing pedestrian about the restaurant.
No, but
It's dinky.
It's so dinky.
but they don't take reservations for two people, which pisses me off to no end.
Yep, that's still the case.
So you have to go there, put your name in, which we did, and then we walked around.
Talk to each other.
Walked
Ew.
down the mall, right? And I didn't have port to talk to her about, but they have.
You don't want to tell them about the bar?
I'm Theo.
P.S. Theo woke up for the lemon tart and has not settled down since.
So we're walking down the mall. We're walking down the mall,
He's got his eyes on that.
and
part.
they have like these giant bowls with plants growing in them.
They're called planters.
Planters, thank you.
I know.
Hey, she refers to her wine glass as a cup all the time.
It's a cup with a handle on the bottom instead of on the side.
That port has alcohol!
Anyway, we're walking down it, and she just leans in and just rips one of them off and starts eating it. And it was a kale plant.
Oh my God.
It was ornamental kale. I was like, this is edible. as I'm
Tragedy of the
chomping on
global
it.
commons. Everybody's kale, Amy.
Yeah. This broad came from Oregon and started eating our kale.
Yeah.
Our kale down here.
I'm so glad because now it's her kale too.
It's my kale.
Now, we've invested enough money on that
Yeah.
pedestrian mall that we can afford that kale.
Yeah.
All right.
Ditto.
So we hope your VD goes just as well, even if it's solo or with friends or with Han Solo.
Or with multiple friends, am I right? Winking? Can you
whatever.
feel my winking? You
Is that
go,
what that
Wine
is?
Warriors. You do you and everybody else.
Theo's not into this episode.
No.
No. Okay, so VD,
VD.
done?
We did it.
Have a good one, everybody. We heart you.
Be safe. Fuck
What
first.
say we tell them to visit stuff and promote us and stuff?
Yes, please do. Stitcher and iTunes and Twitter.
Could somebody
Fumbler.
please leave us a review? I know you're listening, Sweden and Norway. We see you
In Australia.
in Australia. We would just love to, just 19% on this port, huh?
Yeah. Make Amy less lonely sounding. Jeez.
A little desperate there.
Yeah. But
Bring
yeah,
back the Amy that just ate the kale and then tell them again we want a review.
send us an email. Tell us how your VD went. winewarspodcast@gmail.com. And honestly, I think we do most of our communication by Twitter, and we're having a lot of fun over there and finding a lot of people. And
Yes. At Wine Wars Podcast.
yeah, so that's the place to be. If you're Jason, not so much. Maybe more of an Uber guy.
He gets his news from the Uber cabs.
What's the Twitter?
Exactly.
He still has an egg for his profile picture.
No, I don't.
You don't? You changed
You
it?
do have an egg in your profile picture.
Yeah, that's the
I do.
joke.
Yeah.
I took yeah.
So it's true. I'm
Yes.
not that
He's
drunk.
It's not just the port. Amy's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot. That was the last time I was on
Maybe
Twitter.
that was
Yeah,
the
so
port.
logged. Yeah. Okay. So until next time, please remember.
It's just grape juice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wine Wars.